It's Saturday morning. Look at that pollen. It's so thick, you can make pollen pills, I guess. A Doge. Hey, look, an old Ford. Hope they make it home. Yeah. Isn't that a pretty sight? Looks like I got another one out. Must be cheap Chinese lights or something. Well, it's kind of late in the afternoon Saturday. Been busy all day. I don't know how far I walked, but it was a long ways. And picked up a couple cool items. This is the coolest thing right here. It's an old heater. I guess those are the blend doors. It's a superior one too. Got a little fan motor there in the back. I think that'll be cool for inside the cab of that thing. At least that's what I'm thinking. Well, let me put away some of my stuff and I'm gonna do something, even if it's wrong, as they say. Here's some other stuff I got out of a box. I was digging, the man sold it all to me for $5. Nice Bondo file. Some heating element for cigarette lighter. Some new alternator harnesses. Flasher harness. Light sockets. Extension harness for internally regulated GM alternator. Some more light sockets. More light sockets. Headlight connectors. Those might come in handy. I think that's a brake pressure switch for brake lights, maybe. Dimmer switch connectors. 194 light bulb socket. Some kind of push-pull switch. And a plethora of other things. That's the word of the day. Plethora. And bet you some of you don't know what that's for. Alright, let me put this stuff away and, oh, one more thing. This is pretty neat right here. Looks like my workbench is just a touch out of kilter. Well, maybe not so bad. Somebody told me one time I was just a eighth bubble off. Maybe that's what they meant. Alright, I guess I better go ahead and get this out of the way. I just gotta weld that on there for the preacher. I guess he's putting a bigger carburetor on a little Volkswagen motor or something along those lines. I made him an adapter plate too. I didn't take any video of it, but I don't know how well you can see that. That's, whoops, that's not it. That's kind of what it looked like. So we could put a Ford carburetor on it. That was kind of interesting. I made that out of some of those aluminum scraps there and welded it with the torch. A little tricky gas welding aluminum. A little tricky. Alright, got that done. Welded it up with the torch. A little trickier inside there, but I think that'll work for him. Now let me do something else since I figure out what it is. We took the old blue Chevy out today. This is a good running old truck. I noticed something this morning. It kind of bums me out. Look at right there. A little bit of rust. I did this truck 8 years ago, so I suppose It's time for something to show up. And then it occurs to me maybe some new subscribers have not seen this thing. Hey, would you open this hood for me? I know. Check it out, big block. Aluminum heads. Boy, you're glowing. Did you get some sun today?
I did.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be hurting, girl. This is a really cool heater, I think. It looks like an old 30-something radiator shell. In fact, if a man was to build a cool little quarter-size replica or smaller hot rod, that'd make a pretty cool grill shell for it. You know, if a man was to do that. I imagine that's 6 volt. Got a little thing up there to bleed the air out. Huh. We'll have to put that into inventory, I guess, for later use.
Coolest find all day.
Yeah. $30, I think I paid for it. $30, right? I'm gonna have to put a shade over the lens of this thing. You're glowing. Alright, here's what I'm gonna work on next. Ah! Would you look at that? Anyway, here's the tank. And I'm gonna install it right here, which is gonna involve me hole sawing a hole 2.5 inches in diameter. By the way, could have bought 3 for $5 at the old swap meet, and I didn't do it like a moron. Anyway, I'm gonna put that hole there and then make some other mounts. This piece here fits up here, and I think that'll work out pretty good to hide it and have it be serviceable. What are you looking at?
You.
I see. Alright. I got the hole sawed with a hole saw. I need to clean up the edges so I don't cut my little thinners. Don't you think that'd be a good idea?
Excellent idea, since I don't like blood.
You're so crazy. I just realized I made an error. Can you believe it? Well, with my nice fancy pretty hole, puts this tank right up there on top of the radiator, and I miscalculated how much clearance I have somehow. I need that tank to sit there to have enough clearance to the top of the ding danger. So I need to make me a patch and weld that up and move my hole out here somewhere. So this is where that old saying, measure twice, cut once, comes into play.
Yep.
Well, you're kind of pretty, you know that?
Thank you.
You want me to do what?
I'm ready for you to give up for the day. Give out. The sun did me in.
Alright, I welded that piece back in there. That's the back side of it. And that's the top side of it. I'm going to clean it up with a sanding disc a little bit and make a new hole. Alright, I got my new hole in there. Let's see if it works. What do you think about that?
Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Doesn't look like it works.
I think this will be much better. Now I just got to build some mounts, which I would do tonight if somebody wasn't pushing me to quit.
I'm sorry.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.